Now, the rest of the story.
Back with one more hay update video. You know, I've started to think about it, and I'm thinking that the reason that I keep doing the hay update videos is because growing up, whatever it turns out to be when it comes time to make hay is, well, time to make it, so we're going to make it. And this year more than last year, because last year was just an uncontrollable snowball mess as far as trying to get this done down here. Between the smoke from the fires last year and the abundance of rain and losing enough, well, I lost over 10K just in that one storm alone. And is that where I got stuck with the 46? No. Honestly, I've been actually trying to keep tabs on what this is doing on a day-by-day, week-by-week basis, basically just to help make better informed decisions next year and the years going forward. Because if I don't keep track of, okay, I applied this, this, and this, and see with my own eyes what it's actually doing, I don't know next year as to whether or not I'm just spending money. I mean, we all like spending money, right? No, not really. So this is in the field that was stupid heavy with the grasshoppers. That was really the reason why I came down and sprayed for them here this summer, or a month or two ago, whatever it was now. I'm trying to find where I got stuck with the 46 so you guys can see what that looks like now. Which I guess this is a good bad problem. I don't know where it is. Let's check over here. The reason I'm out here walking it is normally I'd just say bring my four-wheeler down, but my days, granted, if I'm so busy while I'm out here talking to you guys in a hayfield, this must have been where I got stuck. Really doesn't seem like it anymore, but oh yeah. So this is where I got stuck with the 46. This field is full of low spots, deer tracks, and other than some unwanted foxtail coming up, believe it or not, I'm actually really happy with how this field is looking. I mean, you got to watch it because this is what this field is. You guys see the, not the can of dew in my hand, but the water that's seeping up around my boots. So we got a lot of low spots there, here, there. That one right there is actually a pretty big one over there. When I first took this place back over 2 years ago now, I made first cut in August, the only cut for that year in August. And this field looked like Swiss cheese, just because I had to drive around all the low spots, the areas that were still holding water, as you could tell. And then last year, first cut, I still only did like 8 rounds around the outside, and then the back end of this field, I was able to make, probably 60 feet of it this way, coming from the tree line. So the reason I'm out here really looking at it, other than what I just told you, is because the truck is sitting behind the shed over there. And would you guys be able to look over along the driveway and tell me how well that grass is coming back? I'll give you a second to really examine it. Yeah, me either. So, we're going on 3 weeks since this stuff has been cut. I mean, the stuff, even for the field ground like this, I'm actually surprised. It's all comes down to weather, right? But yeah, it's not super duper tall yet. I mean, just past my wrist as far as majority of it. But we're looking like it's going to be another 3 weeks or so, because whatever today is, I just checked the calendar, and I'm figuring the week of the 15th of September approximately. So we actually, looks to me like we got some water standing up here. Oh yes sir. So that's my big gripe about this place. It holds water. It'll gladly hold water. And the thing is, well, it's standing water. The thing is, we haven't had 2 inches of rain. We had an inch of rain in that last mess of a storm that came through, and 6/10 before that. So in the last week we've had a little over 1.5 inches, and we got water standing. So dry weather really didn't hurt me this year as far as the hay goes. I mean, I like being able to drive down through here and see that this is all made. It looks nice throughout the winter, because I am kind of one of those curb appeal people where, for how much I'm going to be coming down through here even throughout the winter, it'd be nice to look across a nice clean field that's been pretty much shaved right down at ground level, versus me having to leave areas of standing grass and water throughout the winter. So this is about as far as I gotta walk before I gotta start heading back to the truck. But give it another 3 weeks. We've had plenty of moisture. The heat is actually helping. Between the nitrogen and the radiate, this stuff definitely has an awesome green color to it. And the growth, just from what it looked like 5 days ago, I give it another 3 more weeks of growing, and this is most definitely gonna be worth cutting again. That over there, I haven't walked through it. It's probably gonna have similar results, maybe not as good as this field right through here. I gotta head back to the truck. As far as yield goes, but I come down and make this, I'm looking for about 200 bales total across everything. So everything behind the trees, the bottom, the pasture field, neighbors. I'm planning on making it all, and we've been running the mowers with the cutter tilted back all the way, so we're trying to leave as much stubble as we can to try to get the regrowth coming back. Huge help on the bottom when it does that, because that canary grass comes back through, doesn't come back from the roots, it comes back through the remaining stubble that's there. So the more stubble you leave, the quicker it comes back. But after third cut, we all know that winter is coming, and I'm not too worried about regrowth after that, because I know it will come back next year, and then it's going to be wash, rinse, repeat. Dry fertilizer in April, make it after this year, and seeing how well it worked out in June, getting 3 cuttings off this. I typically try to do Dad and Ryan's stuff first. I may get a little selfish and try to get all this knocked down if the weather permits. Get this stuff made so we can spray it with our liquid 32 and bug repellent or bug killer. If the grasshoppers are an issue, which they are even in this cutting, quite noticeable down in the bottom, hit it with radiate and a weed killer, and try to repeat this year. But we all know to not be foolish enough to think that next year is going to be as good as this year was. I mean, I got to be careful saying that too, because third cut could fall completely flat on its face. And like with this field, the low spots that are retaining water, if it's a compaction issue or a drainage issue, I was on auction time. I know, another swear word for this channel. I had an $8,000 bid on a Landall 5-shank 30-inch spaced ripper. It was local. It was close enough. It was out in Iowa. Went for $10,000. That same ripper, not all that long ago, I'd say within 12 months, was worth about $8,000. So I guess I was bidding on it to buy it a year ago. So just the cost of stuff has really gone up, where it's taking more dollars to buy less. And the reason I would be looking at a ripper like that is it's actually a straight shanked. It's not the parabolic, the curved rippers. So the shanks are straight. So you're looking at minimal amount of surface disturbance as possible. Had the coulters on the front, which, you know, is a moot point. But yes, I would actually have considered coming down and ripping a bunch of this hay ground down here. Even the neighbor's place, it's similar to this as far as holding moisture. And trying to get these fields to drain a little bit easier. Mole plow, somebody mentioned that in the comments. I actually priced one out. A mole plow is a single shank ripper. It mounts to your 3-point, and then it actually has a big cast iron ball that is attached to the bottom of that ripper. So as that shank's going through the ground, it's actually making a hole through the dirt that allows drainage of any moisture in the soil. Basically made for ground like this, even down in the bottom. $1,600 is what I was quoted, but the problem is I wouldn't have been able to get it until September, and I got that quote back in May. At the time, I didn't really think it was worth it because I needed it when I was pricing it, one of those things. And going forward, I can't see I'd be too overly shied away from actually going ahead and buying one. Putting it on the 76, and then some of these low spots, like even down in the bottom, where it's got those, not necessarily ponds or puddles or swamp areas, just areas that want to like retain that water. Go through and just make a pass from those low areas out over to the drainage ditch, so it could drain out. Because down here, any farmer anywhere really, the more ground you can farm, the better. So making use of everything you have available. But real quick before I end it, can you look across over there and tell me that grass looked as nice as it did from over here? Yeah. So I'm trying to get, I'd prefer to have the taller better coming back, which is, it's largely a reed canary right there. I mean, everybody thinks that reed canary is a swamp grass, but it actually performs well in dry and wet conditions. So if I could have 3 cuttings of a grass that comes back like that and sell it for what I'm selling it for, I would do it in a heartbeat. The problem is getting the stuff established, which can be a real pain. It is a big pain. So I gotta go. Maybe go pull out the combine or something like that. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Take it easy. Keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later.